Hi, this is mgf2351 International's business. We are Group H. This is Wei He, Shi Haozhou, Jiaqing Liu, Chu Wenshan. Our group choices Thailand, and for this talk on Thailand, its main purpose is to help Australian companies better understand and analyze the key issues of doing business in Thailand. Such presentations can provide important insights to help businesses make more informed decisions as they expand internationally. The outline of the presentation is organized according to four main issues, covering different aspects of the business and economic environment. Globalization has pushed the Thai government to adopt an open economy policy and actively participate in international trade and investment by signing multilateral and bilateral trade agreements. The Thai government has lowered trade barriers and attracted foreign direct investment. For example, Thailand is part of the ASEAN Free Trade Area (FTA) and has also signed free trade agreements with countries such as China and Australia. Increasingly, policy formulation needed to take into account international factors such as global market demand, foreign investors' expectations, and international trade rule. Globalization has led to the diversification of the structure of the Thai economy. Originally a predominantly agricultural economy, Thailand has evolved into a structure with a strong focus on both manufacturing and services. The Thai government actively promotes Thailand's tourism and service sectors to encourage people from around the globe to visit the country. Examples include Thailand's visa-free policy for many countries and improved tourism infrastructure. Thailand welcomed 20 million tourist arrivals in 2023, thanks to the facilitation of the visa-free policy. As for the manufacturing sector, Thailand has successfully attracted many foreign companies to enter the local electronics and automobile manufacturing industries by signing free trade agreements and some preferential policies between the two sides. For Australian companies considering setting up operations in Thailand, the Thai legal system presents the following challenges. 1. Legal transparency and integrity. Thailand's legal system may not be as transparent and complete as that of Australia. Thailand's legal system is gradually adapting to global business practices, but further improvements are needed. This can lead to uncertainty for Australian investors when making investment decisions, particularly in interpreting and enforcing the law. 2. Intellectual property protection. Although Thailand has strengthened its intellectual property protection in recent years, a number of problems remain for businesses that rely on patent, trademarks, or copyright protection. Additional strategies and resources may be needed to protect their IP risks. 3. Bureaucracy. Thailand's bureaucracy can be complex and it may take a long time to register a business and obtain the necessary permits. This situation may affect business, startup, and operational efficiency. For example, TDRI researcher Dr. Bunwer Asunano said the country's OS bureaucracy had not changed in 20 years. In her speech entitled State Bureaucracy as Thailand's Operating System, Dr. Bunwa pointed out that bureaucracies are costly, large in size and inefficient, and unresponsive in their operations. 4. Labor laws and labor rights. Thailand's labor laws impose strict conditions of employment and dismissal, which Australian companies need to be aware of and comply with in detail in order to avoid breaking the law. For example, there are very strict requirements on the regulation of working hours and overtime pay. Employees in Thailand are entitled to at least 13 days of public holidays provided by the employer. Sick leave, maternity leave, etc. are also regulated accordingly.
Question 2. Using relevant concepts and measures, analyze the level of both economic development and human development in your chosen country. Which method of either economic or human development is of greatest importance to an Australian firm considering establishing a presence in that country? Justify your choice with reference to the different measures. First, the level of both economic development and human development in Thailand. There were two ways to measure economic development. Number one is the gross national income, GNI per capita. It is regarded as a yardstick for the economic activity of a country. It measures the total annual income received by residents of a nation, and it can be misleading since they don't consider difference in the cost of living. The recent value of gross national income, GNI, per capita of Thailand is 1.26 trillion, ranking 71st in the world. Number two is the purchasing power parity, PPP. It adjusts GNI by purchasing power. Purchasing power parity, PPP of Thailand is 20,679 international dollar in 2022, ranking 78th in the world. There is only one way to measure human development. It is the HDI. The HDI is based on three measures to measure the quality of human life in different nations. The life expectancy of at birth, educational attainment, and whether average incomes are sufficient to meet the basic needs of life. PPP-based average income. The HDI value of Thailand is 0.803, ranked 66 in the world. Number two, which measures of either economic or human development is of greatest importance to an Australian firm considering establishing a presence in Thailand? To figure out this question, let's first analyze the data on Thailand's GNI. The PPP and HDI as mentioned earlier. The GNI per capita of Thailand ranking 71st in the world, which is average level. The PPP of Thailand ranking 78th in the world is also average level. The HDI value of Thailand is 0.803, rank 66 in the world. This put the country in the very high human development category. We can compare the GNI, PPP, and HDI between Australia and Thailand. The GNI of Australia is 1.7 trillion, ranking 12th in the world. The PPP of Australia is 525,393, is 52,593, ranking 23rd in the world. The HDI of Australia is 0.951, ranking 5th in the world. So we can see that Australia significantly outperforms Thailand in all three of these indicators. Based on the journal article of Mr. Shalini Tyler, which I cited, the findings of the study show that HDI and FDI are the statistically significant variables that positively impact the change in GDP. Further, the impact of HDI is of large magnitude than FDI, as international businesses potentially highlight areas with high disposable income to spend on products. Thailand's purchasing power is lower than that of Australians. So if Australia focuses more on economic development, it will attract fewer consumers. Among these three indicators, the HDI ranking is the highest. So human development is of greatest importance to an Australian firm considering establishing a presence in that country.
In analyzing the social distance in between the two countries, I will utilize Hofstede's size concept as well as Schwarz's value idea as the primary structure. These ideas will definitely aid our company comprehend the differences in market values, social standards as well as practice in between the two nations, as well as the implications for Australian companies burgeoning in Thailand. Hofstede's social dimension theory provides a framework for gauging differences between nationwide lifestyles, consisting of 6 measurements: electrical power span, anxiety avoidance, individualism, collectivism, masculinity, femininity, long-term, short-term positioning, as well as laissez-faire restraint. The interstitial is power span, where there is actually a significant difference between Australia and also Thailand. Thailand is actually a noticeably ordered society that recognizes authorization as well as hierarchy, while Australia is actually pretty egalitarian, emphasizing private autonomy as well as equal opportunities. This difference may lead to obstacles Australian firms face in Thailand, like the necessity to pay additional attention to etiquette as well as appreciation other partnerships in agreements along with Thai business or even government officials. This is actually observable individualism, collectivism, with Australia showing a crystal clear tendency towards character in this side, while Thailand is more collectivist. Thai's market value household and synergy, which may have an influence on the management and the worker associations of Australian firms in the Thai market. For example, Australian providers might need to concentrate a lot more on teamwork and staff member well-being to conform to Thailand's collectivist culture. For long or short phrase alignment, Thailand normally has a powerful, lasting positioning, valuing heritage and also stability, while Australia is extra temporarily adapted, concentrating on innovation and also swift growth. This difference can impact the method of Australian companies in the Thai market. For instance, Australian providers might need to have to change their temporary goals to the lasting orientation of the Thai market, as well as make sure a powerful and lasting alliance along with Thai partners. Schwarz's value theory separates individual values into different styles, consisting of energy, accomplishment, pleasure, excitement, freedom, universalism, generosity, heritage, and safety and security. In talent, energy as well as accomplishment are valued market values, which unites along with Hofstede's electrical power distance size. Australian companies need to have to understand the market value that Thai culture places on energy and also accomplishment to make certain necessary techniques in business interactions. Thai culture was tradition as well as culture, which indicates Australian companies require to appreciate Thai lifestyle and the customer needs if you want to construct great connections as well as trust fund. Furthermore, applies likewise market value universalism, which suggests that they have a specific worry for problems like social accountability and also environmental protection. Australian providers running in the Thai market may draw Thai individuals, though showing worry for these issues. Taken with each other, the social span in between Thailand and the Australian stays notable in some areas, including electrical power span and also collectivism, individualism. However, with the advancement of globalization and technology, the social difference between both countries might steadily narrow. Australian firms working in the Thai market need to become knowledgeable about these variations as well as have the adaptability to conform their techniques to Thai lifestyle as well as values by recognizing as well as knowing Thai society. Australian companies can easily better be successful in the Thai market as well as develop long-term stable business partnerships.
The last question is question 5. Thailand uses many trade policy instruments to manage international trade. First is export promotion policies. The Thai government has taken measures to encourage and support exports, such as providing export subsidies and tax incentives. These policies are designed to increase the competitiveness of Thai products in the international market and to encourage people to engage in the export industry. For example, the Board of Investment of Thailand (BOI) provides incentives to companies engaged in export-oriented activities. Second is tariffs. Thailand imposes tariffs on various imports to regulate trade flows and protect domestic industries. The amount of tariffs imposed varies depending on the product and its strategic importance to the domestic economy and whether it affects domestic earnings from similar products. For example, Thailand may impose higher tariffs on some agricultural products to support local farmers. The is free trade agreements FTAs. Thailand has entered into a number of FTAs with various countries and regional groupings to promote trade liberalization and access to new markets. For example, Thailand is a member of the ASEAN Free Trade Area FTA and has FTAs with partners such as China, Japan, Australia, and New Zealand. In 2005, the Thailand-Australia Free Trade Agreement FTA eliminated most of Thailand's tariffs on Australian imports, which has brought a great deal of ease of trade and trade amounts to both sides. For these three trade policy instruments used by Thailand, I think there is a correspondence with the following three theories of international trade. 1. Mercantilism. The use of tariffs and export promotion policies reflects a mercantilist approach by exporting more than it imports to achieve a trade surplus. Thailand has been able to generate significant economic gains for the country while protecting domestic industries and promoting exports. Thailand aims to promote economic growth and wealth accumulation. 2. Comparative advantage. Thailand's participation in free trade agreements and emphasis on export promotion policies are consistent with the principle of comparative advantage. This is achieved by specializing in the production and export of goods and services in which it has a comparative advantage, such as export sales of agricultural products. Consumer-facing products account for 27% of total U.S. agricultural exports to Thailand in 2020, up 14% from 2020 on. 3. Strategic trade policy. Thailand supports specific industries through trade policy tools such as export subsidies and tariffs. In line with strategic trade policy, this approach aims to increase the competitiveness of the target industry in the global market. Thailand, for example, imposes tariffs on some imported agricultural products and electronics. At the same time, Thailand is encouraging people to export. Here, the Thai government markets Thailand services to the world and promotes tourism and related services as an economic development strategy. Thank you.